Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And for the most part, most of the feedback and reactions have been negative to Verizon launching these new unlimited plans. Whether that's my comment section, tech blogs, now we've seen other articles being released from the press and media, it's been mostly a negative reaction to the plans. There's been very little positive discussions about these new plans other than what we're hearing from Verizon. So I tuned in to the conference that Sampath presented at, and I wanted to share some of those updates with you guys, discuss them, and kind of break it down. So Sampath, I'll be honest, he sounds very smart. He sounds like he knows what he's doing. He has a lot of experience in the industry. He's been around for a long time. So if Hans Vestberg gives him the freedom that he needs to run the consumer side, I think they might be onto something. Not these plans. These plans have been long in the development and works before Sampath took over that CEO position. He kind of just had to run with it. He was presented with these new plans, and he just had to be like, okay, I'm going to push this. There's no way from the time that he became CEO of consumer until now they came up with these new plans. And he even stated that during the conference. He says these have been in development for a long time. They have been analyzed. They've been asking thousands of customers what they would like. So these plans have been in development long before Sampath became the CEO of consumer. So if Hans gives him the freedom needed, I truly believe that he can make it work. Right? He won't be the miracle that Verizon needs, but I think he can get them back in a better position. But with launching these plans, it has gone the complete opposite direction. It's been a very negative reception to these plans. So a few other things that he disclosed, the first change that he's trying to make is the consumer group has been 100% focused on price, meaning step-ups, right? They didn't really care about growth, but they were mostly focused on price and increasing the ARPA and the ARPU. And he says he's okay with that, but he would like to split that up more like 80-20. 80% price, 20% growth and traffic. And I like that approach. You still want to get new blood in the door to be able to sell your plan to be able to sell fixed wireless access and everything else that you offer. You don't just want to serve your existing base and get them to step up to your premium offering. Right? He also discussed the plans. He said we had 6 plans. It was like going to a buffet. He's like, it was too many. We trimmed it down to just 2. Simple, straightforward, not complicated. Now you can choose from this one and the Unlimited Plus. So, be that as it may, I think that's what people were asking for, simplify the plans, but they didn't necessarily ask for these specific plans that are now going to be in rotation starting May 18th. So another thing that he was also asked, of course, he was asked on the competition. He didn't really speak on T-Mobile too much. All he really said was that his network is still 200,000 square miles larger. Almost the entire size of the state of Texas. He did disclose that in terms of, do they still have the leading, biggest network? That to me, that sounds like T-Mobile's closing the gap, because that used to be far bigger. From what I remember in the past, looking at those numbers, T-Mobile used to be 400,000, 500,000, 600,000 square miles behind Verizon. In some instances, even bigger. But now only 200,000 square miles. That tells me, I looked it up again. Verizon's at claiming to be at 2.7 million square miles covered of the United States geographical footprint. That tells me T-Mobile's at 2.5 million square miles covered. That means they're aggressively catching that footprint, and it looks like within this year they're going to get bigger, next year. So that lead is going to shrink for Verizon. Will they still maintain that lead somewhat throughout this decade? Maybe. There's going to be some instances where T-Mobile is just going to lack coverage, but they're going to close that gap, and they're competitively competing in those territories that they're stepping into. So Verizon is feeling that. You know, they're not telling us the full story. They will never tell us publicly, hey, we've been defeated. We did lower our pricing. We did remove perks. They will never tell us that publicly. Never. So keep that in mind as you think about all this and as you brainstorm. They will never tell us publicly that they've been defeated. But, you know, dropping their pricing by $10, it's what people have been asking for. So now, if you don't want any perks, you don't have to add them. You get the Verizon access for the cheaper cost. I do wish they would have included taxes and fees, but they ended up not doing that. So, you know, that's on them. You know, I don't foresee these plans lasting too long. I think they will make a change, and I think I've seen some comments on that already. But again, Sampath is very positive about these plans, and of course he is. He says they have now revolutionized the unlimited plan, and you know, all this public spill, and they're pushing marketing. He also said that if you do not see our marketing moving forward, you live under a rock. So you better get ready, because Verizon has got the green light. I'm told internally they're about to go on a marketing blitz, and it's going to be everywhere. So for those of you who have been asking, the reason that the I from Verizon has been removed on some of these posters and stuff that they're doing is because they wanted to show that the customer is at the center of Verizon. So they're going to release some footage and some commercials where you will see a customer that's in the middle of the Ver and the Zun. Just their new motto. It's their new motto. They want to put the customer at the forefront. Sort of what T-Mobile has been doing. They want to do that now. And that's why he's been in discussions about getting the customer service issue fixed. I did hear about that too. He wants to get that fixed because if there's any kind of growth that's coming in now on the base, they want that customer to stay. They don't want them to churn. And there's a high probability that they may churn if there's bad customer service. Customers generally only leave if they have a bad experience. Keep that in mind. I know there's some better deals out there on phones and stuff from other carriers that may cause some to switch, but mostly people leave when they have a bad experience, and that's been proven by running studies and statistics. So Verizon's churn bubble is still up, and it's likely because people have a bad experience. It's likely customer service related, retail stores not being open long enough. All of that will add up. So, you know, those are just some of the few topics that I wanted to cover. Not much else was discussed that's really worth mentioning on this video. Just again, he has a very positive attitude, which he should. He's in charge of he's in charge of consumer now. He wants to bring back growth. So no issues with that on my end. But I don't know if these plans are going to be it. Right? Customizable options. I guess, you know, it could be a billing nightmare potentially. If you look at it from that way, you're always prorated. Your bill, if you're always switching perks, you're prorated. Your bill will never be the same. You will always have a different price. I don't know, man. You know, I don't know if this is the answer. You know, maybe not. Verizon's still trying to see what's going to stick to get them to grow again. But just wanted to share that with you guys in today's video. So make sure you guys stay tuned for more. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.